Great. Thank you it's great for being here, participating in Cyber Week, and it's especially great to be back in Israel. I'm going to talk today on a topic in maybe a sort of macro terms, because I think part of the reason we're so far behind in cybersecurity is we're more reactive than proactive, and we didn't look at what's coming in the pipeline. And unfortunately, as we're seeing today, AI came upon us very quickly, and so is some other things with quantum and space security. And I wanted to highlight them in a broad way, but also provide some take-home slides on some of the more deep aspects of this. So this is really based off a book I wrote last year called Inside Cybersecurity: How AI and Quantum, IoT, and 5G will be impacting cybersecurity, and they all are in different ways. But it's really more based on the fact of my class. I wrote a course about 5 years ago called Disruptive Technologies in Cybersecurity. And as I went to teach it a couple years ago, I realized that everything I had written was already obsolete. And this is really a commentary on the world we're living in. The pace of technology is happening so quickly that we're, again, as I was saying, we're reacting to it rather than being proactive to it. And so I had to rewrite this course, and in conjunction, I wrote this book. So this is my summation of where we are right now. We're entering a rapidly evolving fourth industrial revolution, where digital and physical worlds converge. The pace of technological advancement is so rapid that it's reshaping industries globally. And I think that's evident by what we see now in all the talks earlier today about where things are going. So technology is moving at such a rapid pace. I think it's more than disruptive, it's transformative. We're changing the way we do things. It's going to impact every single industry we're involved with, whether it be financial, whether it be healthcare, whether it be security, primarily what we're involved in. And the primary reason where this is happening right now is that cybersecurity wasn't built with security in mind. It was basically a project done with DARPA and my old employer, Xerox, to basically create a communication device and network. And they did it very effectively, and it expanded way beyond exponentially, but they never had security in mind, and I think that's why we're playing catch up. Now, many of you probably recognize this. This is HAL 2000, and a lot of us have been talking about the idea of AGI and superintelligence. We're not there yet. We're primarily at advanced machine learning with some context. It's debatable, but we're moving along very fast. And artificial intelligence, as it's described in this slide, has a very few key components. But really where I wanted to go with this is that it has some specific aspects to cybersecurity. So with cybersecurity, it is really creating a new game because a lot of the hackers out there, the adversaries, who are basically operating on less than great machines or operating out of basement. And then, of course, the more advanced ones, which are the organized crime units that work in association with a lot of governments, didn't have all the tools they have now. And with AI, they have advanced tools that allow them to significantly automate attacks, find vulnerabilities and gaps, and use the technology to also share with other hackers, and also they're sharing it these tools deep on the deep dark web. So pretty much everyone out there that has any nefarious intentions has the capability now to be a hacker, and that has transformed our system significantly. So, but with AI, we have a way to fight back, and we've talked a lot about today some of the aspects of what AI can do. And it certainly has huge implications with threat detection, with finding spam and phishing, identifying it, with malware identification, with endpoint detection, with spam filtering and bot identification, it was just mentioned here, and also for password protection, user authentication, IAM, autonomous patching, which is a huge problem still, as there's so many companies that don't do that, categorizing attacks, lessening false positives, and adapting to evolving risks in predictive analytics and incident response. And probably one of the more valuable aspects of this is if you're an analyst, For the past few years, you've been forced to basically spend many hours writing analysis, identifying false positives. Now with AI, as you know, with agentic and generative AI, you can create reports in literally minutes rather than hours. So the game has changed that in that sense in a good way for the defenders. But there are still challenges out there because it's all about speed. And we mentioned before that the adversaries only have to get lucky once. And they, with automating attacks that used to be in the dozens or hundreds, now it's in the millions. And so someone earlier mentioned, don't make yourself the low-hanging fruit. That's very true in this era. You don't have to have everything because no one's invulnerable, but you must understand that the landscape is now so advanced that no one can be anonymous. They'll find you in some way, and identity theft is probably affected someone that we know already. And this is going to get much worse with AI, be able to use social media and social engineering and conjure up all kinds of messaging to use for phishing attacks. So hackers in cybersecurity, I mean, they're already using it. They're using it quite effectively. And as this slide says, there's another aspect to it that's really has me the most worry. It's really the polymorphic malware threat, which has been around, but now they're able to use it with AI, with agentic AI particularly, and where it could actually change form and get around defenses. And this type of malicious use, it can be very nefarious and dangerous, and we're seeing more and more of it, particularly on larger companies that are targeted. So this is the leave behind slide. As you know, I probably do a lot of writing on LinkedIn and other forums and other mediums, and I like to create these infographics. And I'm not going to read through it, so I'm leaving the slide behind, but this is really an overview of how AI and cybersecurity interrelate, and it's a sort of a handout to those that I think as part of the mission is to get everyone around you educated on the threats and the realities of the AI era we're in. So it's not just AI that we're in. We're now in the quantum tech era. And as you can see by the amount of investment going in, they say $100 billion by 2030. This, just like AI, where it mirrors where all this money is going in without return on investment, is happening now. But don't let that fool you, just because there's not a reaction time yet for getting real value out of it. These technologies are here in the real, and they'll evolve. Some will fall out, some won't. But the real fear with quantum technology is that it is so disproportionately symmetrical that it will be able to disrupt every industry combined with AI to put us all at risk if it gets into the wrong hands, and if it gets in the right hands, obviously it will be a force multiplier. And I'm not going to go into the specifics how quantum works, but it does do two things once. It can do millions of transactions at once, almost unlimited, much more effective and powerful than any classical computer, and it can be combined with classical computers. And the other aspect of quantum is a technology, just like cybersecurity is a general area. It's not just one gateway computer that everyone's trying to build with 20,000 qubits. It's a smaller quantum computers that have 5,000 or 6,000 qubits that are still working. It's photonics. It's also annealing. And so it's a lot of algorithms. So there's a lot of quantum technologies already here that are being developed, and they're already being used in cyber ways for both defense and attack. So this is really a big race between the West and primarily China. China has invested huge amounts of resources into quantum and have demonstrated quantum entanglement through satellites already. We have, in the West, are playing a little bit of catch up. It's dependent on who you talk to. But now governments are investing a heavy amount into quantum research, both with the private sectors and its allies like the United States and Israel and the US and Europe. So it is a huge race, and the end result will be that whoever gets quantum technology capabilities first will have the best advantages in simulation and optimization. Their machine learning will be multiplied in capability, and cryptography, which is really what it's all about with cybersecurity. There's talk then that the quantum RSA and all the current cryptography that's being used right now will be obsolete. There's a thing called what is called Q-Day, which is the day that happens, that one country gets that advantage they will have advantage over all other countries. Now, there's actually some out there that think that this is already happening, that you don't need a gateway computer to be able to reach this type of advantage, and that these numerical or mathematical-based algorithms will be obsolete. So that's a consideration too, and so watch this area very carefully. This is another leave behind slide on quantum technologies, and it gives you an overview of what it is. The third area which I'm concerned about, and these are really all transformative areas that we need to watch with cybersecurity, is space-based systems. These systems have been used for many years without cybersecurity in mind. Most of the launches up there are commercial, very little room on payloads for cybersecurity. With SpaceX and other things, the exponential amount of satellites have been launched. So it's a different area. Plus, we now rely more on our communications and sensing capabilities more than ever before. The problem is these space-based systems are very vulnerable. A lot of them are based on legacy technologies, particularly the ground systems and the relay systems where they could be intercepted with man in the middle, and the payloads themselves. So there's a big effort back in the United States right now through the aerospace industries and Space Command to upgrade capabilities in space, because really space is happening faster than we think. The new Space Force was created a couple years ago by the Pentagon, and so a lot of this will happen. And if you followed the Ukraine-Russian war, one of the first things that happened is Russia hijacked a Ukrainian satellite. So it's a very real vulnerability. Again, here's a leave behind, securing the space domain, which gives you more specifics, which I can't do in a short talk, but I hope you'll take it with you and use it. And this all really comes to a thought about how we be proactive than reactive. And there's certain themes out there that have been used primarily in the U.S. government recently. The most recent one being zero trust, after we found that there was a lot of adversaries in our networks, that we need to know everyone and everything that's connected and what privileges they have. Defense in depth, which has been used for many years to sort of bolt on security components to fortify your networks. And then security by design, which is now getting another look again with these areas, because with quantum, artificial, and space technologies now, the legacy systems don't work. And if we're going to build new things, in which we are so much rapidly with machine capabilities and new material sciences, we have to build them with security by design in mind. And so the essential principles I want to leave behind for navigating the technological and cybersecurity future is integrate emerging technologies and security with strategies and frameworks, really important, so you're proactive. Cybersecurity is everyone's responsibility, leadership to end users, as I'm sure you've heard throughout the sessions. And protecting identities, ensuring they're critical for digital transformation to succeed, because really your future is your identity. It's being hijacked. Privacy is already long gone, and that's one of the last things you need to protect. So these are another leave behind slide on key technology, other technologies, with there are many of them impacting our digital transformation, particularly robotics, which is another aspect which is being integrated with AI, and particularly in warfare. And so the real question, of course, I'm always asked is, will artificial intelligence be conscious soon? The debate is that it's going to happen within 30, 40 years, maybe by 2075. We're not anywhere near that, but I will say that there's now a new area called neuromorphic computing, where we're combining the brain with machines, and I think that's where the next breakthrough is going to be. So that, if you're talking about artificial intelligence, might be the next element of it. So watch that carefully. And again, thank you. Follow me on LinkedIn if you want to contact me directly or talk. And again, I want to thank Cyber Week for having me here. A great conference, and it's always exciting to be in the center of innovation, not just in Israel, but Israel's innovating for the whole world. And we in the industry, and particularly in cybersecurity and emerging technologies, are greatly aware and appreciative of it. Thank you.